Right. All right, so now I started the stream on YouTube. So can anybody hear me? Please type yes if you can hear me. Just one will do. All right. Oops, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, let me start the recording. All right, hello guys. It is now 3 minutes past 7 Danish time, and it is time for the cloud stacking recording with me and Klemen Vidic. So before I give the word to Klemen, I want to share my screen and just let you know of a couple of new developments that we added to YACSS and Schema Rider. So let me share. All right, so first of all, inside of YACSS, it's been a long time since we had a webinar last time. So inside of YACSS, we added the Wikipedia entities application. It's somewhat identical to what we have in Schema Rider. It's not totally identical, but it's somewhat identical. So you enter a Wikipedia keywords and you click process, and then it finds all the related entities and also the related keywords. So it's kind of unique in the SEO field right now anyway, in the sense that I haven't seen anybody else actually develop an application like this, where it gives you both all of the related entities and the related keywords. So what I mean by keywords is that all of these over here, they're not entities. They are keywords that you can actually find in Wikipedia, but they are not entities. So you have this two-part. Another thing is that we added support for Open Router or Open Router. I made a video about that. I made a couple of videos about that. I promised Klemen Vidic that he's going to present that. Let me just say that it's awesome because it gives us access to all of the AI models that exist in the field today. And one final thing in YACSS is that we have the page builder. And I don't know how many of you actually tried this, but it's awesome. Because what we can do here with the page builder is that we can basically create articles using only a keyword, or using a keyword, not a keyword like that, but using a keyword, and then click add, and then it will build out both the article and the design and the layout and the images and everything. So I'm not going to show you that now. I made a videos about that both in my Jesper Nissen's SEO channel and in my YACSS channel, so you can check it out in these channels. So with regards to Schema Rider, we are just about finished adding the service schema for those of you that are using Schema Rider. That you will be able to add service schema with a lot of properties and nested service schemas and offer catalogs and all that stuff. And inside of Schema Rider, we also added image schema, fully automated. So it actually detects all of the images, and then it marks it up. So I think it's awesome. Also one of a kind in the SEO field today, where you can upload your own entities from that you find also in Schema Rider. So I'm not going to talk too much about that either. So with regards to data, you have, if you are a Schema Rider subscriber, you will have noticed this data. This is a relatively new button. And just today we launched a new thing, and we actually launched that you're able to see the correlation between an entity and ranking. So what that means is, for example, I search for link building training, and then I scrape the top 10 websites, and you can see the data, how many entities the various websites have. And then you can see the correlation. So there's a slight correlation that you tend to rank higher if you have more entities. It is very slight in this particular instance. And anyway, we also added now that you can actually see the correlation between the entity or the appearance of an entity and the your ranking position in page one. So I think this is nice, and it's I use this all the time for all my reports. I go in and I check the entities. For example, this guy linkbuilder.io, what entities does he have? How many does he have? Does he have entities in H1? No. H2? Yes. So you will actually be surprised how many websites that don't have entities in H1 and H2. So yeah, it's an easy win actually. So you can actually get this overview. 85 is the presence or the amount of entities. 0 is the amount of entities in H1. 2 is the amount of entities in H2. So that's available right now for all Schema Rider users. I love this. And you can actually also use this to create your own correlation studies, because in this data, we actually we show you the accumulated presence of all your reports that you have run since we launched this data the 1st of February this year. So since the 1st of February, you can go back and then make a graph and see the correlation for entities and rankings for all your own reports. So I think that's relatively nice, or it's super nice and unique also. And also one last thing with regards to entities, we implemented machine learning to sort the entities that we found in your website and the competition websites. So the way that we sort the entities now is based on cosine similarity. So for example, in the case of this keyword here, link building training, I searched for link building training. I want to rank higher for this keyword. So we convert all of the text in this target URL to so-called embeddings or vectors in a multidimensional vector space. And then we do that also with all the other 10 pages. And then we find the cosine similarity or the angle in this multidimensional vector space between the entities in the competitions and in your website. And we sort them. So we used to use TextRacer, but TextRacer's sorting mechanism was not super precise. So we switched to this machine learning algorithm to sort the entities. I just like it. You can see here link building training, content marketing, blog, search engine optimization, and so on and so forth. WordPress URL, content marketing, website builder, and so on and so forth. So I think it's much more relevant now. And if you're using Schema Rider to optimize your content, because we have this entity optimizer here, we show you the entities. You'll also now find that the entity suggestions that we come with, it's much more precise now because it's sorted by this cosine similarity, the topical similarity of the entities to your content. So obviously this is precise when you actually enter a target URL. If you don't enter a target URL, it's not so precise because then we only have the keyword to measure against. So that's that. I think these are the words from me, Klemen. So I will hand over the word to you. And yeah, let me stop my share, dude. And I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. I would just second to you, since you are using new algorithm, the entities from Schema Rider are perfect. I mean, they are great. The first question I would like to target is how efficient is backlinking? Is backlinking efficient or is it not? And the second best on-page SEO tool is Cora from Ted Kubaitis, and he's publishing the top SEO factors. So this is the total aggregated result for all the queries from all Cora users. And there are certain things we can, I have compared results from 18 January and 18 of February. First of all, Google is constantly changing the results. So it's constantly shifting the different weights. but always either entities or LSI or variations are important. I mean, all three are important. It's just Google is just shifting the number 1, number 2, number 3. Also, the diversity is also important. So basically, Google wants to have that you cover all the bases. So you need to have all factors included. Now it's less important if top 50 factors are more important or if top 200 factors are more important. These are less important details. What I would like to point out is authority, because authority is the category where the backlinks reside. And so you can see, for example, number of referring domains. It was something that what I want to point out is Google is switching on, switching off backlinks, especially before Black Friday in November. Google is known to switch off backlinks, and then because that helps driving advertisement revenue, obviously. So you could see that in certain weeks, the backlinks are less efficient, and then suddenly they are crazy efficient. The second thing is you could also see things like number of Facebook pages. For example, this is my GMB. And you can see that here the Google is asking me to associate social signals to my GMB, and he's proposing Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, and Twitter. And I'm taking this as a cue that these backlinks are really important. And what I have noticed is that Google is switching between regular backlinks and the social signals. So I think Google is testing different algorithms. But anyway, in my course, I will show you how I am building, how I am importing Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest into the YACSS. I'm using RSS feeds to basically import social signals. I'm creating iframes, and then I am importing iframes into the YACSS. And I can show you. Now I have too many. Okay, so basically I have one small web page which is really just a landing page. There is no real website behind, and I have created YACSS backlinks. And I started from the Wikipedia and the social signals, import them into the YACSS. And then I have created YACSS websites. And you can see that Google is starting to associate these images with my brand. So for example, this one came from the YACSS website, but in reality, it's a YouTube video. So YouTube video came through RSS feed to YACSS site. This is, again, it's an image from probably Facebook or Twitter. I haven't used this image. This image came through RSS feed. Then, of course, I have YACSS images. And I believe these are coming from Wikipedia. So because YACSS now has a feature to include text and images from Wikipedia, also, and we are embedding this to our YACSS website, Google is somehow associating these Wikipedia images with our brand. So we are getting crazy different effects. So in my course, I'm showing you how to create those RSS feeds using RSS app and how to import this into the YACSS. Then second thing is what's the optimal strategy. You had, in the past, there were different courses regarding how to, I know that Roger had made his own course. Also, when I was talking to the YACSS, there were different strategies proposed. For example, we had 3-layer strategy. I think this is called 1, 2, 2, 2. We have just narrow strategy. I think this strategy is called 1 + 10. And it's a question, what's the ideal strategy? What I have found is that somehow quadruplets works best for me. So I'm having one website as a tier 1 and the 3 website as a tier 2. Also, there is a question of costs, because each YACSS site costs you in terms of you spend time creating it and you spend OpenAI credits. And I'm really happy with the development of OpenRouter, because my cost went significantly down. Actually, I think I shared that into my Facebook group. My typical cost using OpenAI is around $2 per website. It used to be $4, but now using the new model is $2. Here, I don't know if this is probably more visible. So I tested different models. Perplexity is more expensive than OpenAI. Then Grok makes really good content, and it's about $1. So it's about half the price of OpenAI. Then I have Mistral, again, less than $1. And then, for example, Claude. Again, Claude is a quality model, and it's 65 cents, which is amazing price. Amazon Nova Pro is slightly lesser quality, but the price is really affordable. So it's 37 cents for my website. And then we have Google Gemini, which here is the price for 2 websites. So the Google Gemini cost me 5 cents. And I know that Jesper made today one video. He made some remarks about Google and AI models. And I would dare to speculate that Google is not going to penalize Google AI model. I mean, I was thinking, if Google has ability to watermark its own model in order to be able to detect AI, but then I question myself, would they do it? Because they are so eager to push their AI model. So I kind of suspect that they would not do it. But it's crazy cheap. It's 5 cents for my website. And it's fast. Both Grok and Gemini are very fast models. Now, the second cost, which is really important for me, and I'm really happy since Wednesday, is the time to make one website. Because I was always doing one YACSS site at the time, because I was waiting for OpenAI to finish processing. I didn't dare to create two YACSS sites at the same time. And my OpenAI level is 3. I know, Jesper, you have 4. So I have 3. In theory, it should run smoothly, but I was always on the edge whether OpenAI will finish website or not. That's why, for example, if I'm creating these strategies, I always had to do one website at a time. But with the new models, with the OpenRouter, I can do 2 or 3 websites at the same time. And I simply use Gemini for the first website. I can use Grok for the second website, and whatever for the third website. And that's suddenly my work with YACSS is 3 times faster. And that makes me very, very, very happy. It also means that it basically, for you now, I mean, you can now create larger models. It just kind of makes sense. But that's, I mean, it's really something that I'm super, super, super happy. So maybe just to show you. So when obviously I create the first YACSS website, and then I'm cloning the second and the third and the fourth. Here in the AI content, I can select the different models. And I said Gemini is very good. Grok is also really good. Amazon is cheap, dirt cheap. For example, these are all good models. Second thing, and I have to give credit to Brian Cato, he gave me the prompt to create topical map, and I have enhanced it. So before starting building with the YACSS, I create the topical map, and then each category, which is, for example, here I have 2 categories. Each category has titles that are linked together. So basically, I'm asking AI model to give me 12 topics and then to give me 12 titles for each topic. So when I'm creating YACSS sites, these topics are kind of relevant, and that helps with indexing. Actually, I do not have any problems with indexing. Of course, I will later to tell you what I'm doing with YACSS sites, but I kind of find out that I don't have the issues with the indexing. The second thing I'm also doing and showing into the course is I'm using a metadata factory to inject metadata into the images. So for example, if I copy image link, you can use standard YACSS SEO image technique, or you can use metadata. And you can see, so for example, here, it's geographically located correctly. It has, okay, now this is in Slovene language, but it's, this is caption, and it's spin text. So different images have different text. And then I have additional keywords. I have URL, another description. So you see there are a lot of images. I mean, lot of metadata. And all my images in all my YACSS they are coded like that. Okay. The next thing is regarding the strategy. One thing that I noticed when I was dealing with the large websites that have more than 100 keywords, more than 100 pages to be supported, you are getting out of the unique cloud links. YACSS has a lot of, is supporting a lot of cloud providers, and some of them have many different unique IPs. For example, Amazon has around 33. I believe Google has around 20. Azure also has plenty. But yet they are limited at the end of the day. So I found 2 different ways around. One is if you follow Jesper Nissen, he showed on his YouTube channel how to find bookmarks like Vakelet, Card, Linktree, Perlas, and he shared a list of 30 bookmarks. So besides YACSS, you can also use bookmarks as a tier 1. And the second option is using podcasts. Because for each keyword, you can create a separate podcast episode. And if you, depending on how many directories you distribute your podcast to, you can have between 10 and 30 backlinks for each episode. So if you have to support 50 keywords, you can create 50 podcast episodes. And then, for example, if this is podcast episode, you can blast podcast episode with the YACSS. And so you have infinite number of tier 1 assets. And I'm showing you how to create a podcast, how to distribute it, and how to blast it with the YACSS. And at the end, regardless of the strategy that you use, at the end, I'm also blasting everything with a scrape box. Then what I have been talking with the Jesper, and what we have found out is that if you create backlinks to YACSS, the YACSS links are staying longer alive. So besides Scrapebox, I'm also creating the Google properties. So for example, sorry. So this is one account that I'm using. And first I'm showing you how to create the public folder. So you see, when I'm sharing this, it's public. So it can be indexed. Any document here can be indexed. And you know that YACSS is allows you to download PDF and CSV. So I am downloading these files on the public folder, and then I am connecting everything together. So it's almost like Staxia. Of course, I mean, if you have Staxia, go ahead, do it with Staxia. But if you don't have it, this is also how you can do it. For example, as you know that YACSS also is giving you XML feed, so you can also use XML feed to create a Google Sheet. And then this Google Sheet is, this Google Sheet is then put onto the public folder. Sorry. Of course, all these backlinks, I put them together to one file, which is kind of a master file. Bradley Banner calls it ID file, where all the assets are listed. And also all the folders are kind of interlinked here. So everything is kind of linked. And of course, then all these assets are again blasted with the Scrapebox. So basically, I am producing a lot of the YACSS links, a lot of the properties on the Google public folder, a lot of the podcast, and at the end, everything is blasted with the Scrapebox. And once everything is blasted with the Scrapebox, then I am sending everything to SynBite, and I'm using a drip feed. For the drip feed, it could also be 12, 14, 15 days. I'm doing that. I'm indexing slowly, and I actually don't have a problem with indexing. I'm getting, I don't know, 75% indexing rate, which is, for me, it's perfectly fine. So in the course, I'm also showing you how to create the public folder, and then everything else is pretty straightforward. Also, I love Google Sites, because in Google Sites you can embed everything. And of course, the most important things are hidden. So for example, this page is hidden. You cannot see it, but here the most important assets are embedded. But you cannot find this page because it's hidden. And of course, for example, if once you create the YACSS, you can also create other Google properties like slides, like calendar, and then you can also put those assets on the public folder and onto the Google site. So just for example, here is here is a Google Calendar. Which is triggered every 40 minutes. And every 40 minutes, I do have an article with attachment which are random. And here are the YACSS links. So basically, Google is forced to read all backlinks every 40 minutes. Now, this maybe sounds a little bit overkill, but even if you do it couple levels deep, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 levels, you will force Google to read all the backlinks 4 times per day, which is kind of nice. So this, okay. As I said before, I'm also showing how to create the podcasts. And again, this is a website from the podcast hosting company. This is also a perfect target for the schema writer. So once here you can put some really, I mean, this is nothing, this is so small text, but you can put some really nice, heavily optimized article and then analyze it with the schema writer and then put the schema on this page. And you will have another very powerful asset. Of course, also the podcast has the RSS feed, which again can be imported. And again, sorry, too many open windows. But sorry, I wanted to show you this. Again, the podcast providers again allow podcast distributors again allows you to link your account with social signals. So you can again tie the backlinks with a social signal and with your website. So for example, here you have link to your website and the social signals. So everything is kind of connected. Okay, this is everything I had from my side.
We have some questions, Klemen. So can you see the questions?
No, I mean, probably I would have to stop sharing. Can you read the questions?
Okay, so George is asking, how are you automating the posting to Google Calendar every 40 minutes?
Okay, I'm using calendar stacking from the ranking factory. That's why I'm doing those crazy deep stacks. Otherwise, you can do it manually, but manually you would probably do it 5, 6 levels. And it takes around 15 minutes to do it.
So you don't think that that could be done manually?
I'm saying that 6, 7 levels can be done manually.
Yeah. So because I'm doing it, I also purchased Ranking Factory, but I'm doing the calendar stacking. I'm doing that manually because it's just so easy to do it manually.
Yeah. And I mean, again, if you do 5 levels, the backlinks are read 5 times per day, which is probably enough.
Yeah, and then we have a comment that Stackio has calendar stacking option also. So yeah.
Yes and no. The Staxio has really nice calendars, but they do not stack it. So they are perfect target for calendar stack.
Okay.
They don't go deep.
Okay. Okay. So Jay has a comment. Good point about embedding images from authority domains. Bradley Benner has shown that embedding Google Business Profiles images boosts relevance and association with the local brand. It worked for me using your YACSS embedding GMB images in footer. Okay, so what Jay is saying, basically, he's saying that what has worked for him is to grab the photo, the URL for the GBP, and then embed that image in the footer of the YACSS site. So that's actually something that we're doing now, automated. I didn't show that, but that's something that it's possible for you to do now, automated in YACSS. I can show that after.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. And so Carol is asking, I love Brian's topical maps. Are you using Freak in the sheets, or are you using the EAV table, entity attribute value table?
I'm using entity value table. I'm sharing the prompt inside the course, and I'm using OpenAI O1 model or DeepSeek. I mean, I'm using the model that is built for reasoning. So OpenAI O1 or DeepSeek R1 are the best ones.
Okay. So Dragan is saying, this is great. I was using all that like that. You are always full of knowledge. Luke is saying use of ID file is excellent. And Dragan is asking, how much of this is automated? So I guess that's a big question. How much is automated?
Okay. So for the YACSS, you need to create the first site. Once you have created the first site, okay, sorry, first you need to execute 3 prompts inside the ChatGPT to get the topical map. Then you have to create the first YACSS site. And then it's easy to clone that site. Each time when I'm cloning the site, I'm changing the meta titles. So, I mean, sorry. So this is the clone, the site that I have cloned. I would change this so that it would be the new categories. Then again, I would ask ChatGPT to give me meta titles for news. So that takes about less than a minute. I'm also changing the logo, which is nothing else. So the second YACSS takes me 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And then I need to upload it. I need to publish also PDF, because PDFs you get double number of HTML. I mean double number of backlinks. And then again, when you're downloading, it's much easier, much faster to download 9 PDF at once, and then 9 CSV at once. So that is getting quite fast. And then you have to create a Google site, and you have to embed everything into the Google site. That also takes a little bit of time.
Okay, so
And again,
yeah, it is a little bit of time consuming.
yes, but I kind of found that the result warrant the effort.
Yeah, okay. So Jay is asking, Klemen, do you recommend using Buzzsprout's domain as tier 1 and ignoring the subdomain feature of Buzzsprout, like, for example, podcast.moneysite.com?
Okay. For the podcast, this is the Apple partners for the podcasts. And for the podcast, you should choose one company from this list. And if you have one customer, then Buzzsprout is perfect. But if you have more than one customer, then I would suggest using a Transistor because it allows you to create more than one podcast. And I have tried a lot of others and I got instant ban. So for example, it could happen that you're going to spend $300, you will purchase hosting, you will upload your your podcast, and in 2 hours, your account will be banned. So I found out that the Transistor is working, Buzzsprout is working, but for the Buzzsprout, you're paying subscription for each podcast separately, and for the Transistor, you have unlimited number of podcasts.
All right. So, and then also Jay is remarking it's hidden. I think he was talking about the Google side, i.e. meaning link is buried under menu as drop down, and I think that that's a yes. Because you were saying talking about the Google side, and then there's a page in right side that you say was hidden.
Yes, I'm hiding the page where I have all the interlinked backlinks. I'm hiding from navigation because I don't want people to find it.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. And Bobby is saying, can you type this answer here? I don't know what you mean, Bobby. George is saying ranking factory for the win. And Bobby is saying nice. And Anna is asking who owns or runs the ranking factory. It's a guy called Patrick.
Yeah.
What's his last name?
Tuttle.
Patrick
Tuttle.
Patrick Tuttle, and there's
Gary
Patrick Tuttle and Gary
Afron or something like that.
Gary something. I don't remember their names. But yeah, so I think that you can search for the ranking factory in Google and find them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
sorry.
I will also put the coupon code for Metadata Factory inside the course. So you will have 35% discount on Metadata Factory.
So
but of course,
Klemen, before I proceed with the questions, because there are a lot of questions and remarks, Klemen is selling his course. That's why we're having this webinar. And he is selling this course at a discounted rate for you if you're watching this webinar. So today it's $99. Isn't that the price today, or
yes.
is it $149?
Today is $99.
Today is $99
until Friday.
Yeah, until Friday. So today
Yes.
99, and after Friday it goes up to
$149.
$149. I have gotten access to Klemens' course. I recommend it 100%. 100%. Klemen is a genius. We all know that, and he shows that in this course. So yeah, this is a course you need. If you like stuff like this, cloud links, Google Drive folders, Blackmagic, Scrapebox, stuff like that, this is the course for you. So Klemen, paste the link in the chat. So be sure to set everyone as so it's everyone can actually see the link.
Yeah,
And John, okay, so John is asking, hi, I'm just starting with SEO and clouds. What are the additional costs for third-party services or tools needed to run this process effectively? So John, most of the clouds are free, some are paid, and some are, and a few of them cost $6 to $8 per month. So you can actually avoid those guys that cost $6 to $8 per month. I think that you can get 14 or 15 cloud sites for basically free, John. And then you also need to pay OpenAI if you use that, or you can sign up to OpenRouter, insert $50, and then use some of their free models. So the additional costs are minimal for running YACSS, I would say. Where and how do we get podcast? Anna is asking, and I think that probably that's for the guy. For if you're buying the course, I think this is one of the pieces of information that is included in the course. Hans is asking, what are the best prompts for topical maps? That is also included in the course. I know because I've seen it, Hans. Klemen is showing exactly how to create these topical maps. Bobby is asking or commenting, do you have a planned step-by-step PDF of all this? Great info. Yes, Bobby, that is the course. Link to a PayPal. Can you put a PDF so we can buy and follow these directions step by step and which else go and where? Super simple, common sense execution. Okay, so with regard to the course, Klemen is pasting the link now in the chats. And so you can buy. And I know that Klemen, he also has a Facebook group that's included in the course. So if and when you buy his course, you get access to his, you get a link so you can actually access his Facebook group. So Bobby, this is for you. You can sign up and then join us in Klemen's Facebook group. Dragan say thank you. Luke says you said you first generate a topical map. Do you do this outside of YACSS and then input tiles menu into YACSS? I can say yes, he does that because he's using his topical map prompts. Yeah. Dragan is saying transistor is just perfect. $20 for unlimited. You saved me with that recommendation. And yes. And George is saying Patrick Toggle. Yes. Bobby, please put the link here for the course. They want to buy, Klemen. That's good.
Welcome.
Richard is asking, what additional product subscriptions would I need to fully implement Klemen's course? Can you reply to that, Klemen?
Okay. So if you're just starting, I think you can use as your image functionality of YACSS. So metadata factory is nice to have, but you can get away with the standard images. Then, I mean, if you follow the Jesper YouTube instructions, you can get 30 bookmarks. So if all the YACSS cloud links and all the additional 30 bookmarks are enough for you, then you're good to go. Otherwise, the transistor costs $200 per year. And you also need the AI generation software, which is around $5 per month. And then for the RSS feeds, which is again nice to have feature, it's another $190 per year. But this is really, I mean, if you have a local client, if you're doing a lot of local stuff, then I think this is, you need to have it. If you are just doing organics, probably you can get away without RSS feeds.
So, okay, so JC is saying, I've been generating podcast audios with Notebook LLM. I heard anything about LLM generated audio like that being banned, and that's a question.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that LLM generated audio, I would never use that, just because nobody listens to that, except if it's a YouTube video actually. But
well, I mean, if you are using Transistor, you can upload AI generated voice without any problem.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there are some of the providers that I showed you that will instantly ban you in 2 hours.
Okay. George is saying Klemen is a beast on local SEO. I agree. Jay is saying good stuff, Klemen. Chris, amazing. Bobby, great job, Klemen and Jesper. You guys kick ass. PM is saying, could you share some ranking results and how long they took from using the techniques taught in the course?
I would say for the organic or for the local, it's a little bit different. I'm using combination of YACSS and the live drives. For and I'm getting instant results in a week. I can see results in 1 week. For the organic, I would say that it takes around 6 weeks that everything start kicking off.
Okay.
What do you think, Jesper?
I think that when I'm using YACSS links and Schema Rider. So I'm when we're building links for our clients, we're creating the schema code first, and then we're creating the schema iframe, stuff it with entities, and then we're making a cloud stack in YACSS, and we're using the new local SEO feature in YACSS. So in essence, what we're doing is we are embedding the schema iframe from the GBP share URL. So we are grabbing the GBP share URL, putting it into the schema iframe, pasting it into the cloud stack. And by using the local SEO feature in YACSS, we can build links to the driving directions from competition to the company. And also we are embedding the GBP images and also the URLs. And when we're doing it like that, we are seeing movements in the maps rankings within 2 to 3 days, and we are seeing big movements in 1 to 2 weeks in the maps. And organic SEO 4 to 6 weeks, something like that.
I definitely think that using on-page schema writer for on-page optimization significantly increase the value of YACSS backlinks.
Yeah, it's a so when you're doing this reverse engineering and you're finding all of the relevant entities that your competition is using and inserting them in that sneaky way with the iframe, that's what we're seeing. That boosts the results immensely. Both by you could just use on page, but also with the links, it boosts the power of the links. So Anna is saying, okay, I'm buying, but I don't understand. Do I need to make these podcasts like I have to record my clients? That's a question for you, Klemen.
No.
Do we need to actually record our clients, or how does that work?
No, you can use you can write podcasts with the ChatGPT and use AI generating voice to create podcasts.
Okay. And I guess that you're showing that in the course.
Yes, a little bit. How would say the short version. I can in the Facebook group. I can also prepare longer version.
Okay, so Clement is he's talking about that in his course, but he will also perhaps you're going to share something in more detail if people ask and if people have questions because inside of your Facebook group. Okay, so Lee, is there a replay for this webinar? I missed most of it. Yes, it is recorded, Lee. Mike is saying don't see the link. Anna is saying no link. Mike is saying, did you send the link? To admins, not everyone. And then Kyle is saying inserting the link. Okay, can you see the link, guys? Can you see the link? Okay, all good. Okay. And Robert bought it. Awesome, Robert. Carol is asking, Jesper, do you show your process in the YACSS Schema Rider knowledge base YouTube? Now, I actually made several videos, Carol, in the YouTube in my Jesper Nielsen SEO YouTube channel and also in the YACSS channel. I made a couple of videos where I actually show my process of, building out this Schema Rider iframe. But Carol, I'll record an updated video because we added so much SEO, local SEO stuff into YACSS. So Carol, I'll record a new local SEO video tomorrow. Upload that. Chris is asking, can you use Notebook LM podcasts? Chris is asking you, Klemen.
I don't know exactly what is Notebook LLM, but I would assume the question is, can I use AI generated voice podcasting? Yes, of course.
Yeah. Anna is saying bought it. It is in bonus. And Chris is saying all good. Blair just signed up. Carol says yes. I think that was a yes to me. So John, thanks guys. Yes, got it now. Yes, link boarded. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so and then Trans Canada is asking, where does Staxio fit into the equation? I love Staxio for how I use it, and if there is a new clever way, I love it even more. So it's a question of how much do you show about, you know, Staxio in this course? How much Staxio is involved in this?
Okay. I haven't used Staxio in this course because I I wanted to do it without, because it's I believe it's now, I don't know, $90 per month or something like that. Of course you can use it.
Okay,
First of all, the YACSS gives you XML feeds. XML feeds can be input file into the Staxio.
okay,
The second, Staxio gives you different folders that are interconnected, and you can put YACSS, PDF, and CSV into the appropriate folders. Basically, I mean, it kind of, Staxio saves me, I would say, 25 minutes of work.
okay. So and and Anna is asking, what is Staxio exactly? So Staxio is a web-based platform, Anna, where you can build Google links. So it utilizes the Google API to the Google Drive, and then it uploads, files and yeah, not Google Sites, because you can't do that anymore using the API, but it uploads docs, PDFs, Google Sheets, Google Images, and all that stuff, and all interlinked. So yeah. John is asking, when does the 49 offer, and also for YACSS, is there a link? 2 seconds. So I typed the link into the chat to YACSS. And I'll come back to YACSS about the $49, because we have another question. Timonachi Glass is asking, are you teaching both local and organic step-by-step strategies in this course, Klemen?
I think organic, yes. Yes.
But isn't it mostly local SEO in the course, or is it organic or
No,
both?
it's mostly organic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The time is 8:00 p.m.
Okay. So yeah, do you have anything else?
Yeah, maybe I would just say I have been using Staxio for like 3 years, and I have listened to the Captain Morgan, David Morgan. He's one of the most famous Staxio users.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's using he's ranking websites using Staxio. And I would differentiate differently. I would say that David is creating a lot of the Google Docs.
Yeah.
Now, the Ranking Factory is using Google Sites, and they are creating a lot of the Google Sites. And with YACSS, you are creating a lot of the cloud sites.
Mm.
Now, the real difference is the amount of work that is required. So, for example, I mean, the real benefit of YACSS is the speed. You can create a lot of the different almost websites that look completely natural in a very, very fast.
Mm.
So that I think if this is the difference, if you would use these programs for ranking. Now, because I have all 3 programs, I'm using YACSS for the organic ranking. I'm using Ranking Factory because G-Site is such a great platform to embed everything together. And Staxio I'm just using as a central public folder.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the course, I have shown you how to create public folder, so you can do it manually. If you have a Staxio, you can automatize it.
Yeah. So I want to grab the screen again because I want to, now we've used about an hour. So actually it did, is there a question? How much does the ranking factory cost, please? I have no idea. I don't know if anybody has the answer to how much ranking factory cost. You could paste it in the chat. So anyway, almost 3 years ago, I closed down the starter package and the starter plus package in YACSS. But a couple of weeks ago, I decided to reopen it because I got so many requests for it. Because the economy is going down and all that stuff. So right now you can get in for $49 per month. It will be closed again. Will it ever be reopened? No idea. When I'm going to close it, I'm not sure, because people are still, expressing interest in this package. But you can get in right now with YACSS for $49 per month. Obviously, you can't create as many sites as you can in the expert package. But this is also 4 times the price. And there are a couple of features you can use, you can do in YACSS in expert that you can't do in starter. But yeah, so I just want to mention that because we had a question with regards to that. $49 for 20 cloud sites per month, or 20 cloud stacks. Yes, that's exactly the that's it. Yes. So I just want to show just real quick about the schema iframe, because link building training is, of course, that's not a local SEO term, right? If it was link building training Denmark or link building training Aalborg, where I live, it would be local. It is not local, but I can show you how the iframe stuff works. So once you have created a report in Schema Rider, you go into view and you see all of these 600 lines of schema code that using also the entities and all that stuff that Schema Rider is writing. So when you go to the iframe tab here, so you can actually see the iframe here. So what you do is you go to Google Maps, and then I can find my own business. Jesper Nissen. So this is my GBP. So I click share. I click embed. I click copy HTML. I open a notepad. I click paste, Control V. And then now comes the tricky part. So this is where you need to be focused to not make mistakes, because you need to copy this URL, because this version of the GBP URL is special because that's the version of the URL that allows you to embed the GBP. If you use the share URL, it won't work. You need to do exactly how I just showed. Share, embed, and then copy this URL. So right click, copy, back to Schema Rider, and paste. And now I can actually check preview. So now I can actually see I created the schema iframe, and I can right click and view page source. Okay, that doesn't work in preview. But anyway, the schema is included in this iframe in the backend once you are applying it, because the iframe actually looks like this. So you can see here that it says iframe start and then the URL, that's the GBP embed URL that I just showed you how to grab. And then all of this script type application, LD-JSON, and then online business, all of that stuff, all the entities. So it's super long, 600 lines of schema code that's now embedded directly in a sneaky way into the iframe. And you can just click copy, grab it, and then you can paste it in the cloud stacks, but you can also paste this everywhere that you can make embeds. If you are purchasing PBN links, if you are buying press releases, press releases will actually be a good idea, because if you can find a press release vendor that allows embeds iframes, deliver this iframe, because then this iframe will kind of like distribute the authority of your website and your GBP across all of these platforms and connect it to your schema. So this is what I'm seeing. Creating this schema iframe, distributing it across PBNs, press releases, Cloud stacks obviously is what I'm doing the most. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing. And then the last thing that I'm going to show you, because I forgot to show you that earlier, is that inside of the stack builder that we have in YACSS, let me just select myself. So inside of the stack builder, if you didn't see this before, we have this cloud stacker. Let's just create some cloud first. We have this cloud stacker. 3. So you can see that inside of YACSS, the essence of this cloud stack is that it builds unique cloud pages. So it's a one-page website on DigitalOcean, Contabo, Amazon, and then they are pointing to Vultr, and that's pointing to Contabo, that's pointing to the target URL. So that's this is the cloud stack. So it's single HTML pages that you are interlinking, and then you're accumulating the domain authority. So what is special is we now have the local SEO step here in the cloud stack. And if I click this guy here, I can search for myself. Jesper Nissen, and this is me, and use company info. So you can now see that we have now found the Google Place ID that's unique for my company. So the Place ID is the unique identifier in the Google Maps for my company. And you can also do that for your company. And the reason this is special is because now we're using the Google Places and Google Local API. So we are talking directly to the Google database of all the knowledge that they have about your business. So all the posts and all the photos and all the reviews and all the stuff that you have in your Google Business profile and the information that you put, we can actually fetch that from the database directly. And I can now, let's see here. So I can now, for example, I can click images, for example. So let's click generate. So I think it's easier because I can show you what happens. So you can see, so now it fetched the images from my GBP profile. So this Twitter logo and these images that I uploaded to my GBP profile. And you can also do that for your, and if you think that links is a better idea, you can click generate and then you can find links, and you can also make a combination. That doesn't work. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm going to have to fix that. But images and things to do also, SEO, generates, things to do is something that people also calls points of interest. So you could call it points of interest, things to do. So that's, it's local sites or local things in the GPP, in the maps that we actually identify. So driving directions, we generate that from competition, driving directions from points of interest. We've also find the reviews, and we also generate the embed of your map if you need that. If you're not using the schema Rider iframe. But we are generating all of these guys here, and let me just click generate it one more time. So the unique thing with this cloud stacker is that we have the randomization feature in YACSS, and we have that everywhere. So you have the start, you have the end. And what that means is that on each page, when I'm building this cloud stack to promote my own business now, on each page, I will get between 3 and 10 images. So in my GBP, I don't have a lot of images, so I could say between 1 to 2, because then I'm not going to reuse each image every time. But if you have a GBP profile that has hundreds of reviews and hundreds of images, this is an extremely good idea because you can get unique images on each page. And the image is a hot, what do you call it? Hot wheel. It's not called a hot. What is it called, Klemen, when it's the URL? I don't remember the name, but it's the GBP image with a link back to the actual image in your GBP.
Yeah, it's a hot embed or something like that.
Hot embed. I don't remember the name, what you call it, but let's see here. Hotlink. Yeah, hotlink. Thank you, guys. Hotlink. Yeah. So that's So that's what we are building with this. So it's very efficient, and the reviews, because of the do follow links that we create with the reviews, and I can see that Keen gave me 5 stars. Guys, go in just as a test. Go in to Jesper Nissen and give me a couple of reviews. preferably with 5 stars, of course, because then I'll be able to show you a little bit more details about how that works. The thing is with the reviews, when you are building when you're building the links with the reviews, that gives you a boost in the organic. So that's what I'm seeing in my testing, and I know that Holly Starks also talked about that in a webinar, and that's also what I'm seeing. So we used to do this in hand, copy all of these review links. Now I only have one, so it's a little bit boring to show. But if you want, once again, if you have a GBP, if you have a client or your own GBP and you have 500 reviews, this is excellent because, I mean, you can really vary and, make things random and vary it and build links to all of these reviews. So, yeah, so that's that. And what's interesting is actually, you can see that I added local. I can add new local. And I'll just use myself again and click generate and click save. So what that means is that you can actually, if you have a company that has several GBPs, you can actually add all of the GBPs of that company in the same cloud stack. So you're going to be able to mix and send the link signals across GBPs, and you can even actually also add GBPs for your competition. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could do that and kind of like make a local directory for that niche. When it comes to the Wikipedia, we also added this Wikipedia, and that's something that Klemen talked about. Search engine optimization, for example. We have 3 options in the Cloud Stacker: generate without link, generate spin tags. So if I click on generate spin tags, so what we're doing is we're using the AI machine that we built into YACSS. We're connected it to Wikipedia, fetching the text from Wikipedia, grabbing it without links and putting it into spin tags. So what that means is that when I click save, so now I have search engine optimization directly from Wikipedia in spin tags. So on each page, it will be unique. So the way that I'm doing it is I'm going over to Schema Rider, clicking Wikipedia entities, searching for search engine optimization. This is the last thing that I'm going to show you guys because time is ticking. I don't want to take too much of your time. So the reason that it's taking time in Schema Rider to actually grab these entities is because we're using machine learning. So we are going out to Wikipedia and we're converting the target URL, which is search engine optimization, to embeddings, and then we are measuring the cosine similarity between all the entities that we find. And the result of that is that the sorting of the entities in Schema Rider is perfect. It's perfect. So what I use it for is I use this actually, and I'm working on this. It's a secret project that I have. But what I'm using this for is I'm using it to build out glossaries for my websites. For example, Schema Rider, JSON LD is one of the most important entities. So I can search for JSON LD, and then I can take the top 10, top 20 entities and write out a glossary page for that. And I know I can see already it's boosting the organic visibility. So it's kind of like a zero backlink strategy, so to speak. And when it comes to the cloud stacks, what I'm doing is I'm searching for my keyword, then I'm taking the top 10 entities, and then I'm adding them here, do like this. That's what I'm doing. And so, yeah, I'm seeing good results. And I'm also seeing that when I'm adding this Wikipedia information, I see higher indexation rates, a faster indexation between, we're talking less than 12 hours of indexing times. That's what I'm seeing. So, James Santiago, any deals on schemawriter.ai? Unfortunately not, James. We are using, in Schema Rider, we're using a lot of APIs to be able to do that. All the things that we're doing, and that is not cheap. So no. Kyle, this is great, Jesper. Keep going. Thank you. This is wiki cool. Yep. I think I don't have anything else. Errol is saying yes, but lots of people will love a deal for schemawriter.ai. I know. Jesper, you said don't aim the cloud stack directly at your money site and use site in between. Can you explain the basics of that? And do you have a YouTube video about it? This has stopped me from using YACSS. Okay, so I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, so let me share my screen again. So share. So when I am building my cloud stacks, when I'm building a cloud stack like this, in most cases, I am not pointing the, let's see here. We have this field called target URL. In most cases, I'm not pointing that target URL directly to the money site. In most cases, I am in some, but in most not. In most cases, I am either pointing it to the GPP share URL, so this guy here, dude, or one of the review share URL. So I'm looking at my GPP and then I'm clicking here, dude, and then I'm clicking share review, and then I get this link to share, so the copy link. So that's what I'm doing. And I am also pointing the cloud stacks to the about me links. So if I go to Google, search for Jesper Nielsen SEO, and I scroll down, and let me go to page 2. Yeah, so this guy here, Jesper Nielsen SEO at tab link. So I made a YouTube video about this. So this tablink.cc is special, and I really like links like this, because if you interlink them and you build enough, you will see movements in the organic search results. Of course, you're not going to rank #1 for payday loans or something like that. Obviously not. We're talking movements to a lesser extent, but still you will see movements. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing this URL, and that will be the target URL for my cloud links. And also, I don't know, I don't think that Klemen mentioned that, but you can create do-follow links in the Google site. And what that means is you can have the Google site as the target URL for your cloud stacks, because I mean it's a Google property, and then it can channel all of the power from the cloud links over to your money site. But I know I'm not afraid to use cloud links directly to my own websites. I am doing that, and I'm not afraid of that at all. So
I
share
thought you said that you can use any Google property.
You can use any
Google
Google
Docs.
property. You can use any Google property, and so it's a Google site or it's a Google share your review share link here, please, Jesper. I think I just showed how to do that. I mean, click share and then copy this link. This is the share URL to the GPP. That's my preferred target, and the second most preferred I use is the review share and then copy link. Oh, so I can leave your review. Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. I think that, okay, guys, if you would be so kind as to leave me a positive 5-star review. Yes, no, you asked us to leave you a review. Yes, sorry about that. Yeah, so now I pasted the link here. Yeah, so 2 seconds. So yeah, so it's a question about Timonachi Glass is saying that this has stopped me from using YACSS because he's afraid of pointing cloud stacks at the money side. So I think I'm not afraid. I'm doing that for myself and for all of our clients, and we have a lot of clients we're building these links for. So yeah, SEO optimized review live for you. Thank you, George. Awesome, appreciate it. So I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else, Klemen?
No, I would just second to you. I never ever had any problem with cloud links.
No, I think that the reality of cloud links and the reality of some of these links is that the efficiency of these links are going down when it comes to the organic, and that's just how it is. You need to build more links now that you need to build last year, and that you need that 2 years ago and 3 years ago. So Google is trying to, make these kinds of links more inefficient, and that's just the way that goes with these kinds of links. But you just need to build more, and you need to be creative, because the cloud links, they have this immense domain authority and immense page authority, and that doesn't come from it doesn't come from nothing. They do have this authority, and you need to build backlinks to these cloud links in order to unlock this authority. And that's so the backlinking strategy, that's actually what Klemen is showing in this course. So that's the that's the fundamental idea behind what Klemen is going to show us in this course, that in order to unlock the immense power of the cloud links, you need backlinks. But even without backlinks, when it comes to local SEO, they just are so efficient, so efficient. So
for one, my test site, which was Google's site, I blasted with the 10,000 scrape box links, and ranking increased. You can do a lot with those.
yeah,
sites.
it's and George is saying, Google pulled my review. I'm appealing. I don't know why. It's because I live in Denmark, George, and you live in. I don't know where you live, George. You live in the United States, I think. I don't know why. I think, yeah. Let's actually see. Let's see how many of these reviews stick. And actually, let's also see. Let's actually also see if my GBP gets taken down because you're making reviews. I have 2 reviews now. I have Robert O'Donnell and I have Keith. Yeah, that's awesome. So now 2 is double up than what I had before. So one last thing that I need to mention to you guys. Am I sharing my screen still, Klemen?
No,
Okay.
but you're sharing your books behind you.
I'm sharing my books. Okay. So one last thing is that so the GBP, even if I'm not doing local SEO for myself for Jesper Nissen SEO, I'm doing national SEO, so to speak, because I'm optimizing for SEO, my link building courses, my cloud links, and all of that stuff. So what I am using my GBP for is I am mentioning when I'm uploading my YouTube videos, I'm actually mentioning each time for all my videos that it's Jesper Nissen SEO that's actually created this video. So, and you'll actually be able to notice that, and let me share my screen. So I think that you will actually be able to notice that if you visit my YouTube channel. And I don't know if you know that, guys. Switch accounts. Let's see here. Just want to show you how it looks like. So one of my videos. So this, for example, just click pause. So if you can see my screen here, so I uploaded this video 1 day ago, and you can see it says Jesper Nissen. And Jesper Nissen, that's of course my name, but that's not why it says Jesper Nissen. It says Jesper Nissen there because I actually added my GBP name in the upload process. So if you are doing local SEO and you are doing video, I highly recommend that you add your GBP, because it's an excellent opportunity for you to get that organic juice from the Google from the YouTube domain, because the YouTube domain has a power of 100 domain authority, right? So that's just I do it for all my videos. So and I also noticed that many of my thumbnails, they show up in the image search, and I suspect that's because I add my GBP to my videos. Luke is saying, what do you think of Bradley Benner's stop share? So Luke is saying, what do you think of Bradley Benner's hosting a domain of Majestic Trust Flow on a cloud provider? So domain gets authority from cloud host, and you get trust flow from domain as well. Well, then that's not how it works, Luke. That's not how it works, Luke. So what Bradley Benner is doing is he's creating a static HTML page using, I think he's still using YACSS, or I know because I can see it, he's still using YACSS. And then he's using, I don't remember the name of the platform where you can connect, but he's hosting the static HTML on, for example, Amazon. But then he's connecting this cloud hosting to a domain, and then it no longer has the domain authority of the cloud. You can't have both. You either get the trust flow from the domain, or you get the trust flow and power from the cloud side. You don't get both. But with regards to what I think of Bradley Benner, I mean, if he's doing it, it's awesome. So yeah. So I think it's
Jesper, I think a couple years ago, Majestic Trust Flow was really important metrics, but somehow, I mean, I found a lot of really crappy Scrapebox backlinks that are passing trust flow. So I highly suspect that it is not as efficient as it used to be.
I mean, when it comes to trust flow and citation flow, I can rank pages that have 0 CF and TF. But I mean, yeah. So anyway, Jasper, maybe add a review exchange option in YACSS. I'm not sure about that, but I'll have to think about it. Fitz is asking, edit where during upload. So when you're uploading a YouTube video, I'm not going to show you that, but when you are uploading a YouTube video, there's a field called, I think it's called location or place. So you have the date field and then you have the location field, and they are next to each other. It's when you're uploading the video. And when you click in the location or location field, I think it's called, and start out by typing, so you can actually see the company names. It's kind of like the Google API. So yeah. PM, could you show how to do that? No, I'm not going to show that now. Lee, if several people are now leaving reviews at the same time, especially from abroad, that would look unnatural to Google. You're probably right, Lee, because they are crazy. Where did you add the GPP to YouTube video? In the location fields. I tried, but Google would not publish the review. Yeah, I mean, that's just Google. Carol is saying, thank you so much. Till next time. Thank you, Carol. Thank you for your participation. And always 5-star. Jesper is Timanachi. I've learned so much from you. You're the man. Thanks for all. Thank you, Timanachi. All right. So, Klemen, I think that we will close it now, because 1.5 hours has gone by, and Klemen, stick around. But thanks for your participation. Thanks for being here,
Thanks.
guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.